Hello, this is Steve Cramer, Librarian for Business at UNC Greensboro with an introduction to finding business articles. We're going to use three tools to do this introduction: ABI-INFORM, Business Source Complete, which are two databases we pay for, and also Google Scholar. So we'll compare those three as well as use them to introduce how to do this kind of research. Let me show you how to get to these products, or at least the first two I mentioned. I'm going to start from the campus homepage, campus links on the top right, and under it, libraries. I could find these products, these tools under databases, but instead let's go to research guides by subject, where on any of the business school links here, including management, you'll find near the top center, ABI-INFORM Complete and Business Source Complete, and also Google Scholar, a little ways down. Let me start with this one, EBSCO, Business Source Complete. EBSCO's company that we buy this from. It covers business journal articles, business magazines, and business industry trade journals, trade magazines. And you'll see examples of those things as we go through our research. So for example, current hot topic, work from home. And optionally, I'm going to make this a phrase search using quotation marks. It's going to lock these three words together. You don't have to do this for phrase searching, but it helps. You often get you better hits or more relevance in your hits. But sometimes, they call this simply in articles WFH. So let me add that in. And, the old-fashioned term, here's a third or, would be telecommuting. Spell that right. And it could be telecommutes, telecommutors, right? So different endings on this word. So I'm going to back up and put a star after the T, second T there, which means automatically I'm looking for telecommute, telecommutes, telecommuting, telecommuters, any different possible ending on this phrase. So I'm finding more stuff with less work, and that's something that star does. And of course, I have ors here because I want to find any of these three things. So any of them can come up, synonyms, in other words. And let's assume this is for a human resources class. So I'm going to add one more search, optionally quotation marks to make it a phrase, optionally a star, which means I'm going to get human resource management as a hit, but also human resources, plural, as a hit. Could get fancier, but let's stop with that and see what happens. Default sorting method is relevance. You can change that to date and newest if you want. Or often I would like to just search for the most recent articles, like 2018 to present, and then have these hits be ranked by relevance. So I only get new hits, but then they're ranked by relevance as well. And notice I can limit my search to one of those different formats I mentioned. So magazine articles, or academic journal articles, or trade publications, and so on, as you can see. If, for example, I'm told by my professor I can only use academic research, well, then click on that academic journals. Or peer review, same thing really, up above. And then we only get academic peer-reviewed journals for the most part. Sometimes there's exceptions, but usually this works well for that. Articles are usually here in full text as PDFs, which you can download if you wanted to, like in this case. Sometimes, though, you have to instead click on a full text link like this one here and see if the library pays for this access in some other way. I don't know if we do for this one, frankly. This is a new article for me. So let's find out. Click on that link. Yeah, check for full text link, view full text link right here. Opens a second new window. And with only 2 clicks, you saw, here is this article. And the PDF option exists for it as well if I wanted to. Reason for this is a Taylor & Francis journal, Taylor & Francis publisher, a for-profit publisher. They don't allow other products to have their PDFs. You have to buy this separately as a package, which the library does. And then you have free access to that. And these check for full text links to tell you whether the library has access someplace else. So use that as an option whenever you can't find the full text immediately. Sometimes, though, I think this is the case number 7 here, you'll see nothing. We don't have access to this in any fashion. Sorry about that. In that case, request interlibrary loan, fill out this form, log in and fill out the form, and you'll get free access to the article emailed to you in 24 hours, business hours. Usually that's how that works. But mostly all the articles are here as PDFs, or the full text links will work and get you what you need. I could get fancier if I wanted to, as I mentioned. And for example, maybe I want to emphasize one of these 3 words or phrases in the titles of my hits. So I changed this to a TI title field search. And now notice telecommuting or work from home or WFH, there it is, always has to be in the title. Not essential, but it does help me quickly scan faster and see the context for that idea in the articles. And then I can decide quickly if I want to look at the article or not. So that's just one option. And 2 more things in this database. And this will, by the way, cover the core searching strategies I want to show you in this video, even though we have 2 more products to look at. One, notice other filters on the left side. I can add a subject. I really want to add a topic like cost. What is the cost benefit ratios? I don't know. What is the financial impact of work from home on businesses? And now each of these articles has cost as a subject term, as you can see here, including hits for either work from home, WFH, or telecommuting, and human resources. So that's one way to filter your search even further. And also notice you can see what publications come up the most. These are the top journals for this topic, for this particular search, at least, among other options. Finally, in this product, it also works for more kind of competitive intelligence, like industry research, either one of those things. And for example, often I have students looking for research on companies. If your company name is so generic like Target, you get lots of hits that aren't relevant. The Gap, another example, Gap means a lot of stuff. It doesn't just mean the company. You can limit the search to company entity, which means every article that comes up is about Target as a company, not about a financial target in general for some other kind of context. And you can see examples of that here. And maybe here I do want to limit to trade publications. I want practical business news, analysis, insights, case studies, best practices, or simply just news. And this is a good way to do that. Journals, academic journals don't get into those things as much as these practitioner journals do, practitioner magazines. One more thing. If you're looking at an article, always on the right side, there's a cite link, which gives you a citation in APA format. There you go. This article has no author, so it's anonymous. So it starts with the author, with the title, excuse me. Let me give you a more standard example. I might have to back up to a journal article. Yeah, this will work just fine. Usually these citations look good, but do double check it. You need to do that. You can't assume it's correct, but usually it is. Sometimes capitalization is screwed up. And for example, technically here, only the first word of this title and the word here after the colon should be capitalized. And Target, of course, that's a proper name. Otherwise, this is correct. So cut and paste this, you're good to go. If you are a Zotero or EndNote user, use export to download your citations. If you don't know what those are, we have separate videos about how to do citation work with Zotero and EndNote. But let's not go there right now. That'll take too long. And that's it for EBSCO. On the other hand, maybe you prefer a different option. So you might want to try this one. This is from ProQuest, another company that sells databases. We buy this product, ABI-INFORM. It is a business research product like the other one is, like Business Complete. And I'm going to save time and just cut and paste my search, which I had saved before this video began. Notice you will get more hits, usually in this database. Two reasons why. One, it covers a broader set of social science research. It's all mostly business economics again, but it does have related disciplines connected to business economics. So it has a broader social science focus. And two, if you go to look at all the source types, notice wire feeds, 82,000 hits. This is an international collection of news, international business news. And that category often dominates the hits in ABI-INFORM. So again, if you only need scholarly journals or you really want more practitioner analysis, use the scholarly journals link or trade journals link, and you'll get a more focused set of hits. It's one good way to handle this. And if it's still, it's ranked by relevance, so this might be a good opening 20 articles to skim through and see what's there. But remember, you can always go back to your search and say, I want human resources to be a subject. I want it to be an essential part of the article that comes up. And that will limit my hit results. And as you saw before, we can also make other words title words, among other possibilities. Otherwise, same options, date limiters. I can limit it by adding a subject or by seeing what journals come up the most. Or in this case, it's actually trade journals and so on. That's ABI-INFORM. That's my main points there. Yeah. Also, by the way, it has Wall Street Journal in full text and The Economist in full text, which you do not get from Business Complete. But that one does have Harvard Business Review in full text. All right, finally, Google Scholar. I'm going to give you a really helpful tip on getting PDFs out of this and give you just one general introduction. You can do fancy searches, but not the stars, because the database wants to save time, and so stars would slow down. So let me just do it like this. And we get hits, as you probably know. What I like about Google Scholar, it's academic only. That's great. It covers all subjects. So if I need interdisciplinary work, some obscure topic, it's probably in here because it's covering humanities, sciences, and social sciences, and business economics. And it covers all sorts of formats for academic research. So articles, grey literature, dissertations, case conference proceedings. What I don't like about Google Scholar, it covers all subjects. It covers case studies and dissertations and conference proceedings and great literature. You get just sometimes too much stuff. It's a big dump of data without much of any, actually no, without any editorial control or work. It's just, here's all we can find, deal with it. And often that works. Sometimes it's not what I want though. And that's why I usually start with the other two products. But I do use this one for international research when I want articles from Africa, for example, or from India, or I want a very specific, innovative, interdisciplinary topic too. One key thing to point out that's really helpful though, you can set this database to focus on or to include our library subscriptions as part of its search. So for example, click on the menu in the top left, settings, library links, and mine is already preset. But whether you're on campus or at home, search for Greensboro, UNC Greensboro, and you will see these two boxes. Click these boxes and then save. What this does is connect Google Scholar to the library's journal package, and you will be authenticated if you're at home into getting access to those. And just for example, I have a preset search. Pretend I just did a search. Here it is, and got this citation. Pretend there's other articles here too, but here's a citation from a journal from Science Direct. Science Direct is the Elsevier package of journals. Elsevier publisher, Science Direct is their platform, and here's a PDF link to this article. That's because I have linked Google Scholar to our library's subscription, so I get to this article quickly. Otherwise, it would ask you for a credit card, and you type in a credit card number to get. But don't do that because you have free access. Thanks to paying to your tuition bills. Thank you for that. So that is one tip about Google Scholar. I think I'll stop with that. Back on any of these research guides, including management, you'll see on the right side my email link, a chat box, a scheduling tool. I just up to my calendar. A frequent topic of consultations I have with students is how do I find the research I need that applies to undergraduate students, master's students, PhD students. So please let me know what I can do to support your work as well. And thank you for watching this long video, and good luck with your research.